Oh, here we go. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Carcino here, and boy, we gonna get into it. I know y'all ready. I know y'all been waiting for this. This has been a crazy roller coaster ride. Diddy, his whole meals, everything in prison's been going crazy, and everybody's got something to say about Sean Puffy Combs. All this misinformation, disinformation flying around. And YouTube is promoting anybody that says something negative about Diddy. They are coming to do it and live up to the word. They don't care. This is what they about right now. This is the name of the game. Slander Diddy. It's all good. But is it good? Is it okay to go ahead and trash another black man like this with slanderous accusations, ridiculousness? It's not even close to being real. None of the stuff that they talking about, it's not even close. And to put another black man through this publicly is, in this 2024, it's tragic. Yeah, he's a personality larger than life and lived like a celebrity lifestyle, but is this what it's about? This what we doing now? So we gonna find out what's going on when they start going through these court dates and everything, but it's crazy out here. It is real crazy. Now, we finna get to some stuff that we just found out that Diddy has definitely dodged a huge case that would have been bigger than life. Hi, I'm Carcino. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Woo! It's your boy Cino here. Oh, let's get to it. Don't forget to donate to the Cash App, which is Carcino. Thank everybody who has donated to the Cash App. We appreciate all y'all support. We really do. Y'all stay on top of it, always showing love. And you can't ask for nothing more than that. Now, peep this, because you're going to want to check this out. And I hope you're on the Patreon too, because that was special. You only get that because you the Patreons. If you VIP Patreon, you laughing right now, because that Kamala Harris thing then blew a lot of people's mind. But let's stay glued here. Now, this baby oil controversy going on with Diddy. 1,000 bottles of baby oil. And everybody's like, what does he need all that for? Then there was this rumor that comes out of nowhere when this lawsuit comes in saying that Diddy is hiding GHB in the baby oil. And one lawsuit accused Diddy of using GHB in the baby oil. Then that went from that to Diddy was found to have GHB in the baby oil. And that is the case. Now, what is it? Gamma hydrobutane or whatever, or butane or something. All it is liquid ecstasy. That's what GHB is. Liquid ecstasy. Now, that's a real crime. Because if you had that in your repertoire, you have a real problem on your hands. You got thousands of bottles that would have that in there. You are looking at life. So if they got that already, people, use your common sense. If the federal government found GHB in baby oil, which they've had since the raid, they would lead off with that immediately. That's bigger than every case he got. You know, that's automatic. 30 years for one of those bottles will be 30 years. You got 1,000 bottles full of it? Are you crazy? He couldn't negotiate his way out of that. He gone. Ain't no need for a trial. This is what I talk about, people, about salaciousness. It's people out here making videos saying they found the GHB. I'm like, do you know if they found that, this case is over? There is no case. That much amount of GHB in baby oil, you out of there. But they haven't found it. Because if they did, they would have charged him with it. He'd have been criminally charged. Ain't no civil case for that. That's a criminal charge. They got possession of it on a raid already, the baby oil. So if they did that and took the baby oil, they would have raided him and did that, and they found out it's GHB in there. Like they said, those bottles weren't even open. They still got the seal on them. Look, all I can do is tell you what I know. If you look at the law, you know if Diddy was messing around with that liquid GHB, what would happen to Diddy? He would have been charged. He's still facing the same 3 charges for his criminal case. He still has 1 victim in this entire case. And we all know who victim 1 is, which is Cassie. The trial is in May. They haven't added anything new to the case. They's like, oh, we talking to all these people. They're going to come in as witnesses. Come in as witnesses in this case for what? Witness to what? It's a travesty what's happening here. This has been the biggest misjustice I've ever seen in the misuse of resources I've ever seen. And I'm like, this is how they doing it. They doing this thing publicly. What they doing now, they used to do behind the scenes. Information being leaked out to the media, some true, some false. And it's just like, wait a minute, they are tampering and messing with the case. This whole thing has been sloppy from the beginning. The Cassie tape, how did it get leaked out to CNN? Who leaked it to them? You know the federal government has something to do with that. Come on. And rather call out all these inaccuracies and all these weird stories that's coming out. There's a weird lawsuit now. The woman said because of Tupac, she's suing him. Diddy got mad because she asked her, she was at a bar. He was talking to a friend on FaceTime, and she got the phone, and then she asked him, did he kill Tupac and all this? And he said, I'm going to get you back for this. And then she was like, he saw me and he got me back. We was at a friend's house and he grabbed a remote control and sodomized her with a remote control. I'm like, yeah, take that. No, give me that Xfinity remote. No, your Roku remote too small. Yeah, I need yeah, take that. What is going on? What is going on in the world today? What is going on in the world, man? It's just Mind-boggling people and what they become. They have no integrity, no morals, no nothing. From YouTube to to the rest of the world, they just have no morals no more, man. They just will do anything. Long as somebody giving them the light, giving them the shine, that's all they need. And they going with it. Give them an inch, they take a mile, and they run from there. Not looking at all these charges and these cases, and these people that are making these charges are not credible people. These people look like morons, and they're making themselves look real bad, telling these outlandish stories. Jeez. I be feeling bad, man, because I'm like, is it really like, y'all really think this works? Like, y'all really think this is cool? It don't make no sense to me. Now, I remember back when, about just a year ago, right? The majority of the things that they said they knew about Diddy, everybody be, well, you knew about Diddy. They was cool enough to give him the key to the city of New York. He was at the Oscars, the Grammys. He was Ellen DeGeneres' best friend. Everybody loved Diddy. Revolt, BET Awards. All of these people are his friends. None of them around. None of them are coming to his aid or his support. None of them. Why is that? Does anybody ever ask that question? Why is that? Why ain't no one come to his aid or his defense? Why is there always all these other crazy charges? You know what's weird? As I sit back here and watch this, there was a lawyer who came forth and said, what did he say? He actually posted that they found an article that they found GHB in the bottles. Like, I'm just like, wow, really? Somebody would post that? Like, seriously post that. That's not even close to true. Because I'm like, are they dumb? Because if they actually did that, they would lead with that. That charge hadn't been added to Sean Puffy Combs. So if they found GHB in the bottles, why wouldn't that charge be on the charge? He'd been charged with that. He hasn't been charged with it. So to say, oh, they just found it, they finna add that to the charges. How? What would take them so long to do that? Right. Now, listen to this. Diddy and his team has asked for the identity of his accusers. See, without their names, at least to Diddy, you know, a judge can order them to open this case, right? Now, he's saying, now, how could Diddy defend himself against his accusers and he don't have their names? You know, and Diddy's like, that just don't work for me. We need their names. How I'm going to defend myself if we don't have their names, which is true. There's no way he could properly defend himself against his accusers without knowing their names. How am I gonna defend myself against something and I don't know who they are that's making the accusation? That's common sense to everybody else in the world. But if we hate Diddy so much, this is what we'll do. Lie. So they want the prosecutors to hand over its criminal case with all the names of the alleged victims that are referenced in the indictment, because if they don't name no one except for victim number one, who can we assume is Cassie, you know, even though there's states for indictment and all that, Diddy coercing, abusing, threatening women and all this other stuff for sexual gratification. If he's saying, how am I supposed to defend myself if you don't identify yourself? Because I've had ton consensual sex in my life. Diddy's got a point. So they have to turn over what they have at this point to the defense. How are they going to prepare for a trial or anything against these people? Now, you're going to have to add these so-called victims to the criminal case. And you're going to have to turn it over and turn over these names so we can make our defense. But the prosecution is stalling. Why? It's like, well, we're still looking at this and we're still talking to witnesses. And what they're trying to do is wait and not give the defense any time for Diddy can have a proper trial. What they want to do is mess his trial up as much as possible, keep his lawyers so distracted with all these civil suits that they're going to work together with the criminal case to see if they can collaborate something and cook something up. Yeah, well, this is what they do, man. Don't forget to hit the like button, too. Like the video. Now, these 7 assault victim suits they got is supposed to be a group sex thing, and that's what the new assaults are supposed to be about. And they're suing Christina Coram, who's his chief of staff. That was his former chief of staff. And they're trying to make her Giselle Maxwell or whatever. Ghislaine Maxwell. They're like, well, that's just like Diddy's Ghislaine Maxwell. She's the one that brings the people to Diddy, and he has his way. She's the one that sets it all up. She's the madam. Well, the woman's name is Ashley Parham. She's going out to Shane Pierce, John Doe 1 through 3, a Jane Doe, Christina Coram, and Diddy, of course. Sean Combs. So she claims one of the guys that was there was an undercover cop. And then they said she was not impressed by him knowing the defendant Diddy because she believed Diddy had something to do with the murder of Tupac. It was so crazy. Right. And then it's always the same kind of weird lawyer who has an obsession with Diddy. And in the news media, this kid lawyer, she just keeps coming back and said that, oh, she was R-worded and all of her holes. And this woman just seems like she just loves to be on the news. And she keeps grabbing a whole new Diddy person every week so she can go after Diddy any chance she gets. I'm just like, why are these people getting so much attention and getting all of this news coverage about them? And they're not, even worthy. Here's another lie somebody said. Like they could push the trial back 3 years. And where the F did you get that? Where in the stop coming to me with nonsense. They can't push this trial back no 3 years. No way. This trial is going down in May. That's it. It is going down in May, and that's the truth. And it's only going to last a month, 5 weeks. So how could this be pushed back 3 years? Where the hell you get that from? You guys is making up a whole bunch of stuff in the chat. Like Diddy they can get this Diddy win this thing here, and he could hold up the trial for 3 years. I'm like, what are you talking about? How is Diddy gonna push the trial back 3 years? That don't even make sense. The judge already set the date. So it's going down in May. And this trial is on, like, basically they put in a request for a speedy trial. You would have to have certain clauses or something medical would have to happen or something of that essence for something to be detained in for 3 years. I don't know. They wouldn't put that out. I'm just like, man, y'all tell so many Diddy stories that's crazy right now. Y'all be in the chat. You got Trish believing this doggone GHB thing. She just running with it. A lot of it is insane. A lot of all this stuff is insane. So I try not to really have myself attached to a lot of it due to that fact that it's crazy. And a lot of people are emotionally attached to it because it's Diddy. And a lot of them thinking about the Tupac. Now he killed Biggie and Tupac. And he set it all up. And I'm just like, I know Suge is loving this. All this attention about Diddy, they even calling him up on the interview. Anybody have a problem with Diddy, call on in. You the voice of reason. It is just crazy. I'm like, what credibility do we have? He don't like the man. Gene Deal don't like Diddy. Asking him about this case is going to have a slant because all he going to do is ban Diddy. Yeah, he probably did it. He ain't no good. He gonna knock 3 hots in the car. Now, looking at everything that has went on and looking at how people have mishandled this trial, in the whole case. And having celebrities' names drugged into the mess. Jay-Z and Beyonce's name has been thrown around. LeBron James' name is thrown in the mix. And the way social media is, you can't find a human soul that don't know anything about Diddy. Listen, if the lawyers force the prosecution rather, and they say, look, disclose all these names in this case we got for trafficking. The lawyer who wrote a letter to the Manhattan federal court judge says he needs to know the identity of his alleged victims so that they can prepare adequately for a trial. That is exactly what you need to do in this situation. But why isn't all the other people coming to his aid and saying that? Why is the news acting like this is a last-ditch effort and all this? May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, starts the trial. So he's going to remain in bail right now until they can find a way to try to get him out of bail. He still got that coming up. His lawyers have asked for a federal appeals court to let him be free to home detention so he can more easily meet with his lawyers and prepare for trial. But so far, the judges have concluded he is a danger to the community and can't be freed, which is ridiculous. But the identity of all the accusers, once there were 6 new lawsuits filed against him anonymously to protect the identities of the victims, 2 are identified as Jane Does, while 4 men were listed in the suit as John Does. These people that's listing all this stuff is, claiming that Diddy used his fame and power to promise them things and all these different type of gifts. And while boosting all of their prospects in the music business and all this stuff to persuade them with lavish parties and drug-filled hangouts and freak-offs and all this stuff. And they were assaulted there. Now they say they got all these 100+ accusers who are in the process of taking legal action against Diddy. So Judge Arum Subramanian has got the letter from Diddy's attorneys, and they said the case against their client is unique and part of the number of accusers. They've attributed the quantity to his celebrity status, of course, and his wealth. He's a well-known person, and the publicity of his previously settled lawsuit led to all of this coming public. And with Cassie, so we don't even know if Cassie's victim number 1, but we know it's Cassie. But with the reference to everything that's going on, Cassie Ventura settled with Diddy the next day after she filed, but its allegations of everything else has followed him with this tape and all this other stuff. So now they want to destroy this man, credibility and everything else. And what Diddy's lawyers say, there's false inflammatory statements by the agents and saying that Combs' fame has persuaded a ripple effect and all these torrid allegations that keep popping up out of nowhere by unidentified people. They just coming up out of nowhere. Diddy bumped into me and he grind and he was dancing on me. Take that. Take that. Now when I'm asleep, that's all I hear is take that, take that. And I wake up in a panic attack. I've called the ambulance 3 times just last week. Need 10 million. Because I can't sleep. Cassie got 30, I need 10. These people are nuts, and people will do anything for money. So they said the lawsuits that was filed Monday, along with the other lawsuits that are swirling around these accusations, it's got a hysterical media going crazy, the circus. If this is all left unchecked, it will irrevocably ruin Diddy from having a fair trial if it hadn't done that already. So the lawyers blame the government because they should have identified all the alleged victims, because Diddy has no way of knowing which allegations prosecutors are relying on in their accusations in an indictment. You haven't listed anybody. So to the extent he's forced to mount a defense against criminal allegations that the government does not seek to prove at trial, he's entitled to know that, which is true. The indictment alleged that Diddy coerced and abused women for years with the help of a network of associates and employees, while using blackmail, violent acts, kidnapping, arsons, physical beatdowns to keep victims from speaking out. The Diddy man. Now, if that's the case, why are we here? That shouldn't even be listed if that's going to be the case of the situation. I mean, for real. If that's going to be the case, why are we even going through the process? It's pretty sad to me. It's really sad and pathetic. And I don't even know what to tell y'all no more. But the GHB story has got to stop, people. It's got to stop. If they found GHB and baby oil, don't you think he would be charged with that criminally? There's no criminal charge for baby oil, no GHB found in the baby oil. They would lead with that. And he would have been charged with that completely, criminally. There's no mention of it because it hasn't, there is no GHB found in the baby oil. If they did, they would have announced that already by charging him. So, yeah, no, don't believe all that stuff. Thanks for donating to the Cash App. Shouts out to Kwame Brown Bus Life. My Patreon, go to the Patreon now. You will not be disappointed. The Casino for Life Patreon's in full swing, and it's where the party's at. And we getting more and more activity over there. So people are loving it. They like the series that we're doing over there. And that's what we like to do, provide information to the people for the people. Now, I'm going to get up out of here. Don't forget to like this video. Subscribe. If you're new, hit that notification bell. Make sure you're getting your notifications. And I'm out.